Imagine this, an unassuming neighborhood in Tengah becomes the scene of one of Singapore's largest drug busts in recent years. A staggering 1.4 million Singapore dollar worth of drugs seized, all within a single raid. Just how did this happen, and what does it mean for the battle against drugs in our city-state? Stay with us because this story reveals shocking details that impact not only the individuals involved but entire families and communities. On Monday, the 11th of November, the Central Narcotics Bureau (CNB) announced that they had made a massive seizure of drugs during a raid in Tengah. This raid happened in a residential unit in Plantation Crescent on the evening of the 7th of November. It wasn't just an ordinary operation, it was one that revealed a chilling depth to the narcotics situation in Singapore. The raid led to the arrest of 3 Singaporeans, a 44-year-old man, a 31-year-old woman and a 32-year-old man. It wasn't just one location either. The CNB officers carried out the operation meticulously, targeting both a flat and a car driven by one of the suspects. At the void deck, they caught the 32-year-old man, while in the flat, the 44-year-old man and the 31-year-old woman were taken into custody. All 3 were found to have played a part in this significant drug operation. Now, here's where it gets jaw-dropping. During the operation, the officers discovered enormous amounts of various drugs. Found in the unit were about 3,223 grams of cannabis, 7,626 grams of heroin, and 2,339 grams of ice. But that wasn't all. They also uncovered 235 grams of ecstasy, 5 bottles of methadone, and a massive stash of 2,590 Eramin 5 tablets. Let that sink in for a moment. This massive haul had the potential to wreak havoc on our streets, and if it had made its way into circulation, the CNB estimates it could have fed the addiction of approximately 6,200 drug abusers for a week. The raid didn't end there. The CNB inspected the car driven by the 44-year-old suspect, and they found even more drugs. The car search yielded an additional 95 grams of cannabis, 477 grams of heroin, 169 grams of ice, and 3 more bottles of methadone. If you're keeping count, that's a vast quantity of controlled substances, enough to have a catastrophic impact on not just individuals but entire communities. All in all, the drugs seized included heroin, cannabis, ice, ecstasy, methadone and Eramin 5, all of which are known for their highly addictive nature and destructive consequences. It's chilling to imagine how these substances could have affected countless lives had they not been intercepted by the authorities. The CNB has reiterated that it's a serious offense under Section 5 of the Misuse of Drugs Act to traffic drugs. For those unfamiliar, this means offering to traffic, doing anything to prepare for trafficking, or simply carrying out trafficking of controlled drugs, whether for themselves or on behalf of others, even if that person is outside of Singapore. And in Singapore, the penalties are harsh. Trafficking more than 500 grams of cannabis, more than 250 grams of methamphetamine, or more than 15 grams of diamorphine pure heroin can result in the death penalty. It's a stark reminder of how severe the consequences are for those who choose to deal in illegal substances. Deputy Assistant Commissioner Aaron Tang, director of the CNB's Intelligence Division, emphasized the far-reaching impact of drugs on our society. He stated, "Drugs do not just affect an individual, they destroy the lives of their families and loved ones. Imagine the thousands of families affected, children growing up in broken homes, and entire communities struggling because of the scourge of drugs." Tang added that CNB remains committed to hunting down drug traffickers and neutralizing them to stem the tide of drugs. This case is not just a reminder of the severity of the drug problem, it is also a call for all of us to consider our roles in preventing the spread of harmful substances. What are your thoughts on this raid, and do you think the death penalty is an effective deterrent for drug trafficking? We'd love to hear your views in the comments below. Do you believe there's more that can be done to curb this issue, or are the current laws adequate? If you found this news coverage informative, please hit that like button and share it to raise awareness. Don't forget to subscribe to 2230 for more in-depth and factual news coverage, and click the notification bell so you don't miss our latest stories. Your engagement helps us create more content that matters to you, so let us know your thoughts in the comments. Stay informed and stay safe.